Yeah.
All right, there you go. Might as well buy back Elanga as well. All right.
My son. Is Elanga better than Garnacho? Is he? What? I'm actually asking the question. I'm not even doing my son.
I didn't hear the question. I was laughing at KG because he froze, so that's fine.
I'm actually asking. I swear to God, I'm not doing any funny thing or trying to. I just want to see what people. Is Anthony Elanga better than Garnacho?
No.
Okay.
You'll see. Don't worry. We'll get time to. The time will tell. Because he's just playing for Man United, and everyone looks shit playing for us. As soon as he leaves, we'll see.
Play good.
We remember, let's remember what the chat was saying when Elanga used to come on. Owen, you remember the match views?
This is what I was about to say. I was about to say it depends because you go like, okay, right? Could Elanga do what Garnacho's done at United? You know. And I know Elanga scored a couple of goals, but I mean, you know, let's face it, Garnacho has scored big goals for United. And I know he's not been great this season, but last season he was one of our most consistent players in a bad season. But then at the same time, if you put Garnacho into the Forest team right now, does he do what Elanga's doing?
Yes, probably. And some. Yes, and some.
Probably. But then this is when I go back to KG. This is when it goes back to. It depends on systems, doesn't it? It depends on the system, and it depends on the team at the moment because they are different kind of players. And I know that the problem is nowadays that's not an answer people want to hear because it's too nuanced. It's got to be either just yes or no blanket. But it is different.
It's the trick question, really, because really it is about systems and environments and finding the level. Well, finding the level. Well, he's third in the league. Then he's third in the league, competing that towards the top of the league. Playing in games against Liverpool where you go, right, if we win this, we're in the title race. That's the level he's playing at. That's the current level he's playing at. So when you say he's found his level, we're in 13th. So again, these conversations are difficult to have because you don't expect that to happen. Playing for Man United isn't just about like a one-season wonder where you can go to another club, they have a good season. So that playing for Man United, the Man United we want to see is top draw. It's playing in the Champions League, doing a madness. It's playing for league titles. It's in and out of.
Has he played every single game for Forest this season?
No, he had a period where he was out the team.
Let's not pretend like it because he's on form at the moment. Is what we're saying is he's on form,
massively on form. And last season he did a bit as well.
And also as well, like with any player when they leave United, we only hear about them when they score or do well. When they're not doing great, we don't hear anything.
Wolfie, so since he's gone there though, he has been. He's
done well. He's done well. He's done well. But it's not as if like. You know, it's only really now that the form's really started to peak. Like I said, last season did score a couple of goals. In fairness, give him that. But it's like the Sancho thing, isn't it? We only hear about Sancho at Chelsea when he does well.
This year, Alejandro Garnacho has got more goals and assists than him in this shit Man United team. So Elanga's got 3 and 5, 3 goals, 5 assists. So he's having a good season, but it's all about because of the team.
And also, again, we're hearing about him now because he's on form now, and we only hear about players when they've left United when they play well. McTominay, I don't know how many goals he scored this season, but I only hear about him at Napoli when he scores, and Napoli are doing well at the moment. So it's like, he scored again, when actually the reality is, has he scored any more or less than he scored for United last season? Back. Probably not.
Owen, I promise you, will be back. Like how we're back for Alvaro, any of these players, we will be back here once again, and we will be saying something completely different because it's the Man United way. It's the Man United way, and it will happen with any player that leaves this club. We even saw as soon as what's that tall guy, Weghorst left Man United and played for his team for the first time. He scored a hat trick. I swear he scored a hat trick.
Yeah, so basically, we'll be back. As soon as you get out of this environment. Basically, players go and thrive. That's the real thing of what it is. I mean, KG asked for a quick comparison. Obviously, Elanga is not in the same amount of competitions as Man United at the minute. He's played 24 games. He scored 3 goals. He's got 5 assists in 24 games. This season, Garnacho has had to play 32 games. So he's played a lot more games. He's got 8 goals and 5 assists. So he's played more games.
And also, when it comes to McTominay, last season...
That's just the GA. Can't just look at the GA.
Last season, he played 43 games for United and scored 10 goals.
In a great season.
This season for Napoli, He's played 23 games. He scored 6 goals. So he's roughly on the same path that he was on. He's probably played more minutes, in fairness, because he probably started more for Napoli. But in terms of like games played and goals scored, in terms of his contributions, because apparently it's all we care about is goals. That's only when we hear about these players when they leave United is when they score. He's actually about on the same. He might end up about 12 goals this season, maybe 2 goals.
Yeah, more. The key difference is the
so there's no real difference.
And because they're going for the league title, playing against Atalanta as a title decided game, you know, all these types of things. Same with Forest, they're involved in the big boy games now. It changes. It changes the complexion of the player. So I agree with KG. You can't. Although I'm joking in my son Elanga, listen, he's doing really, really well. I'm so happy for him because he's in a good environment. He said in the interview with Rio, it feels like he's got more purpose because he's one of the main guys. It's different. It's different. It's completely different. We have to remember, like you said, when Elanga was playing at United, we went need to find the level that he needs to be at. But the thing that still keeps ringing true, which is still a massive problem, though, is how is it that everybody keeps coming here, no matter who it is? Let's be real, and they just die. That's the real question. Sancho, Garnacho through the ranks. Kobe, we're now going bloody hell. What does this look like? All this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? Everybody dies, and that's the real
season for Kobe. We have to, and that's why that I hear when people say, even heard Said's patient bar in it. Some players may not deserve some patience, but then you have to give. This is just Kobe's second season. He has to figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he will. But then for we selling or saying all this other stuff that's happening or getting onto him, again, I feel like he's got some good credit in the bank for his last season. So let's give him his chance now.
Of course.
Fergie said it all the time with youngsters. They're going to have their ups and down moments. We just have to stay with the kid and not put as much pressure as we put on him.
TV Thrill says this Garnacho situation is like needing money for rent, but we don't want to sell the PS5. And Doflamingo says Elanga 13 goals and assists last season. Garnacho 11 goals and assists. Elanga 8 goals and assists this season. Garnacho 4 goals and assists in the league. Garnacho numbers massively influenced by the Barnsley game. So again, if you want to get into the GA, you can start to...
Do you know what's a good influence with that? I think a good influence is, right, so Elanga's 2 years older than Garnacho, isn't he? He's 22.
I thought he was older than that.
Yeah, so he's 20, he's 22, Garnacho's 20. 2 years ago, when Elanga was 20, he was on his way out for United and we were saying he wasn't good enough. Look at the amount that Garnacho's contributed already at the age of 20.
And look what he's going for. Elanga, I know we said we should have sold for more.
And son, who?
15 million to Forest. When Forest weren't this Forest, by the way. It was like relegation Forest. Yeah. And now we're going, this kid, Chelsea, Napoli. Why do we need at least 60, 70 if he's
the trajectory on Garnacho is considerably higher, isn't it? It's considerably higher than Elanga's.
I love our fans
at this stage of his career.
And these are the same fans. We don't respect our players. Cool, it's fine.